I'd like to welcome you to the Board of Commissioners, Town of Redington Shores, regular meeting Wednesday, October 14th, 2015 at 7 p.m. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Mary, call the roll.
Commissioner Henderson?
Here.
Commissioner Capper?
Here.
Commissioner Branch? Vice Mayor Holmes? Mayor Adams?
Here.
Attorney Rubenstein?
Here.
First order of business, to open the regular meeting for the approval of minutes. Regular meeting September 9th, 2015, special meeting September 14th, 2015, special meeting September 21st, 2015, and workshop meeting September 30th, 2015.
I make a motion we adopt the minutes as stated.
Second.
Motion and a second, any discussion? Hearing none, Mayor, call the roll.
Commissioner Henderson?
Yes.
Commissioner Capper?
Yes.
Commissioner Branch?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Holmes?
Yes.
Mayor Adams?
Yes. Ratification of bills for September, October 2015.
Make a motion that we ratify the bills for September and October 2015 as presented.
Second.
Motion and a second, any discussion? Hearing none, Mayor, call the roll.
Commissioner Henderson?
Yes.
Commissioner Capper?
Yes.
Commissioner Branch?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Holmes?
Yes.
Mayor Adams?
Yes. On Sunday, September 6th, on 174th Terrace Drive, we had a fire that morning, and we had a couple people that should be recognized for that, and also all our emergency responders, and the ones that's here and the ones that's not here. Our special thanks to them. And I would like to join, or have Chief Buford come up and tell a little bit about what happened and why we're doing that this morning.
Thank you, and good evening, Mayor, Vice Mayor, Commissioners. It's my honor to be here tonight to talk a little bit about an incident that happened really just down the street from here. It really is sort of a rare opportunity that we get to recognize somebody from the citizenry who really steps above and beyond for the sake of others. So I'd like to take a few minutes and talk a little bit about the incident that you mentioned earlier, and then we'll bring up the Shepherds and recognize them individually. At 7:34 a.m. on Sunday, September 6th, 2015, the City of Seminole Fire Rescue Department, the Madera Beach Fire Rescue Department, and the Pinellas Suncoast Fire Rescue Departments were dispatched to a report of a house fire on 174th Terrace Drive, Redington Shores. The incident had been reported to the 911 dispatch center via cell phone. The cell phone caller reported that a house was on fire and that people were trapped in the building. The caller reported heavy smoke and fire showing from the front of the house, and while en route to the incident, responding units noticed smoke in the area, and the call was upgraded to a working fire incident. At 7:38 a.m., Engine 25 from Madera Beach arrived on the scene and assumed command of the incident. The incident commander reported heavy fire showing from the front and left side of a small, one-story, single-family home. Crews were immediately assigned to complete a search and rescue operation while fire suppression simultaneously started. It was quickly determined that the home was occupied by two women, a 68-year-old woman and a 67-year-old woman. Both occupants were found outside of the structure upon the fire department's arrival. The fire was quickly extinguished by firefighting crews, and the building was further checked for additional victims and pets. The Seminole Fire Marshal conducted an investigation of the fire and found the cause to most likely be due to improperly discarded smoking materials. The fire had started in a mattress located in the front bedroom. The fire was deemed unintentional by the fire marshal. Two civilians that morning deserve special recognition for their actions prior to the fire department's arrival. Mr. Patrick Shepard and Mr. Brian Shepard reside in the condo complex immediately adjacent to where the fire took place. Early that morning, the Shepherds recognized that there was a fire and immediately jumped into action, running out of their home and towards the burning building. While Patrick was dialing 911, Brian ran towards the front door where one of the women was exiting. In spite of flames shooting from the front bedroom window, Brian grabbed the woman and carried her safely to the front yard. Patrick and Brian then quickly realized that another woman was still inside the home, and both made repeated attempts to enter the house to rescue the woman. Eventually, it was Brian who was able to break down the back door, and he found the 67-year-old woman nearly unconscious on the floor near the rear bedroom. The conditions were horrendous: heavy smoke, heat, acrid, very difficult to breathe in. Brian picked up the woman and carried her out the back door to the front yard where arriving fire personnel were able to treat her injuries. The Shepherds' actions that morning and the quality advanced life support care provided by the firefighters on the scene and while en route to the hospital no doubt contributed to saving this woman's life. On that morning, Patrick and Brian Shepard put themselves at great personal risk to save the occupants of the home at 174th Terrace Drive. These two men deserve tremendous recognition for their actions and our gratitude for their willingness to risk their well-being for the well-being of their neighbors. Gentlemen, I thank you.
All right. Brian. This says, for heroism and exceptional effort in the line of duty to rescue a woman from a burning building on September 6, 2015, the town of Redington Shores wishes to recognize Brian Shepard for his dedication and bravery presented this 14th day of October 2015.
Thank you very much.
Patrick. Same thing, but I'll read again. For heroism and exceptional effort in the line of duty to rescue a woman from a burning building on September 6, 2015, the town of Redington Shores wishes to recognize Patrick Shepard for his dedication and bravery presented this 14th day of October 2015. And
Yeah.
That's me, because she's in my room. Yeah, newspaper reporters. That's good.
You got it?
Yeah.
Mr. Mayor,
Why don't I pick one?
one more? Very good. I just want to take a second, everybody, and say that we're just a small piece of this. It's really your teams, the first responders, the ER people. Guys, God bless you. You're amazing. Your fast reaction saved her life. Your fast reaction saved our home. We did what we had to do in the 4 minutes of time that we had to do it in. And we're just guys, you know, we're here to help you, and thank you for helping us. You know, we really appreciate it. Thank you. Great job. Thank you so much.
And I think Chief also rescued their cat.
I do mean to say that I saw the chief in the parking lot here after this, and she's covered in cat hair. And she said, I found the cat behind the couch, and I've got it in the back of the car. I'm taking to the vet. Thank you.
Where's her award?
So I ended up taking that cat to the vet, who was doing fine from the fire, but was diagnosed with stage 2, or type 2 diabetes. So I believe he's doing well, now on medication. I would just like to also take a moment and recognize some of the crews that are behind me. We have members from Station 25, Madeira Beach, Station 27, Pinellas Suncoast Fire Rescue, and Station 31, Seminole Fire Rescue. Some of these guys were actually on the scene that morning, many of them were not, but we really do work as a team collectively together, and I think it's really nice that they're here tonight to help recognize the shepherds. So thank you.
All right, moving on to commission reports. I've got one thing to talk about, and it happened Saturday.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you. And it was called, thank y'all very much.
Thank you.
Appreciate your service. Thank you. It happened last Saturday. It's called the Town Picnic. To all the volunteers, to Commissioner Henderson and her Parks and Rec committee, great job. It turned out very well. I think everybody had a great time. And I like to always report on things like that. That's a lot of fun. So in fact, that's all I have. So Vice Mayor Holmes.
The Seminole Fire and Rescue, Fire Department Services, there was one non-emergency fire response for this time period with a response time of 5 minutes and 48 seconds. Emergency Medical Services, there were 4 non-emergency BMS responses for the time period with an average response time of 6 minutes and 58 seconds. There were 16 EMS responses for the time period with an average response time of 6 minutes and 58 seconds. And, I'm sorry, they're 5 minutes and 1 second. So the support both from the fire services and the emergency medical services are meeting the required times and better than the actual required time. So we're getting excellent support for our residents. And Mr. Mayor, that's all I have.
Thank you, Vice Mayor Holmes. Commissioner Kaplan.
I don't have the building permit information right now, but what I would like to do is I think majority of the people here at the city went to the city picnic, and it was a great success. And I'd like to thank all of our staff for putting it together, and Mary and Patty and Steve and Brad. And that's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you. Commissioner Branch.
Okay, on our police report, last year, Indian Shores and physical arrest, they had 3 at this time, and so that was down 1 this year. And we in Reddington Shores, we had 3 this year, which was down 1. Traffic citations, 17 in the Indian Shores, which was down 11. We had 5, which was down 6 from last year. They had 11 from last year, and so that's how they got that figure. Okay, parking tickets, Indian Shores, they had 4, and this year they've had none. I don't understand that, Captain. How you get no parking tickets in a town that big, but I'll have to accept it. And then we had 4 here, and that was down 3. Traffic warnings, we were down to 76, which our Indian Shores was, and they had a plus of 7. And 21 last year, 34 this year. We had an increase of 13, so we're getting some of the speeders, I guess, from down there. You're running them here. So anyway, I too would like to thank all who had part in the picnic and all of those that donated to the fireworks. Mary handed me the can and said, "Go get them," so that's what I had to do, and everything, and it was a success. It was good, and even all the children, they had a great time there, and without all the fancy things that they usually have, the tents and all that. So, and the reason the fire truck, let me say this, I went out and talked to them. They had received the wrong time as to be there. They were not doing anything, just hoping to get there. And so that's why the fire truck was late there. Okay, thank you very much. That's all I have, sir.
Thank you, Commissioner Brandt. Commissioner Henderson?
Okay, well, in addition to all the Parks and Rec thank yous and the volunteers and the town staff, I really want to say thank you to all the businesses that donated for the prizes. We actually ended up having over 100 prizes to some very excited recipients, so I hope it's going to be beneficial for both, because everybody really enjoyed that, so thank you for that. Remember that the picnic is always the second Saturday in October, so go ahead, mark your calendar now. We're going to do it again next year. And the popular Reddington Shores 60th anniversary t-shirts, and I can say popular because I went to the grocery store today and ran into a resident who was wearing it, and he's here tonight, and I was very excited, so they're very popular. But they're available at Town Hall, and only while supplies last, but we'll probably run out, so hurry. And I also wanted to remind everyone that the coastal cleanup will be this Saturday, October 17th, from 9 to 11. Meet in the back community room, use the east entrance, and bring your sunscreen hats, and we'll supply water, gloves, bags, and it's a great way to get community service, so come out, enjoy it, and have a good time. Thanks.
Thank you, Commissioner Henderson. On the old business, award bid for town parking lot beautification, Commissioner Kaplan.
We acquired, anyway, the parking lot, the City Hall park, or city parking lot. We are planning on resurfacing the parking lot, or regrading it, I should say, and doing some landscaping. So we went out and acquired 3 bids. Our 3 bids was, one second here. Landscape and pavers. They were at $10,300. We had, is it Fink or Fike that pronounce that name? Steve, Fink?
It's Fink.
Yeah,
It's
his
Fink.
bid was $9,800, and Jeff Neal at $8,500. At that time, I'd like to make a motion to approve Jeff Neal.
Second.
Motion is second. I show another one in here. Is this one?
You've got 4 of it. One is both of them.
You have to add them together.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
So-
I don't
So my question is, everything is exactly, they're all apples to apples? Okay, good.
Yeah, that last one, Bert just asked about.
I see.
You have to add it, I didn't get that first. Got it.
Motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, Mayor call the roll.
Commissioner Henderson?
Yes.
Commissioner Capper?
Yes.
Commissioner Branch?
Yes,
Vice Mayor Holmes?
Yes.
Mayor Adams?
Yeah. Next is appointment to the Financial Advisory Board, District 2.
yes, we have Mr. John Bickerstaff will take place on that board and work with him as an associate. And John, would you stand up, come up here and let everybody see who you are? All you have to do is to donate $1,000 for this job.
Close your ears. Lauren, close your ears.
I think everybody in Reddington Shores knows John, but there he is in person. Okay, and I would like to make a motion that we accept him to the Financial Advisory Board.
I'll
for
second.
District 2.
Motion and a second, any discussion? Mary, call the roll.
Commissioner Henderson?
Yes.
Commissioner Capper?
Yes.
Commissioner Branch?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Holmes?
Yes.
Mayor Adams?
Yes, welcome, John.
Yes.
Next is appointment to the floodplain management committee. Commissioner Henderson.
Okay, I would like to appoint Lisa Foster to the Floodplain Management Committee. Ms. Foster brings with her extensive expertise in this area. She is an environmental scientist and certified floodplain manager with experience in biological, environmental, and water resource fields. Ms. Foster has been a scientist in the Water Resource Department at Jones Edmonds since 2007. Her project experience is centered on the floodplain management program developed and NFIP CRS coordination. She wrote this, I didn't. She also has a great deal of experience in water quality management planning and watershed management planning. I feel she will be an excellent addition to the committee, and I am sure the whole town will benefit from her extensive background in this area. I make a motion that we, can I make my motion? That we appoint her to the Floodplain Management Committee.
Motion and a second, any discussion? Hearing none, Mary, call the roll.
Commissioner Henderson?
Yes.
Commissioner Capper?
Yes.
Commissioner Branch?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Holmes?
Yes.
Mayor Adams?
Yes. Next, appointment to floodplain management committee, the PPI.
No, just,
No, I'm sorry, not floodplain management, District 3.
I'm sorry.
District 1 and 3.
We got three. She gave
Just District 1.
District, yeah, we're down to
District
District 1.
1, I'd like to recommend a Kim Kerr, who lives on 174th Terrace, who is a owner of Kerr Insurance Agency, and I felt that she would be a great asset to the flood management. Thank you. I'd like to make a motion, we approve her.
I second.
Motion and a second, any discussion? Here. Well, I just said any discussion?
Later discussion.
We'll talk to you later.
Okay. Hearing none, Mary, call the roll.
Commissioner Henderson?
Yes.
Commissioner Capper?
Yes.
Commissioner Branch?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Holmes?
Yes.
Mayor Adams?
Yes. Now I'd like to call on Vice Mayor Holmes to continue the saga.
Thank you. I suspect that everybody here knows the reason why we have so many letters for some of our programs. In other words, we live in a floodplain, and if we didn't live in a floodplain, we wouldn't have local mitigation strategy, and we wouldn't have community rating systems and things of that nature, because it's all caused by living in the floodplain. That's where it all starts. So the Floodplain Management Committee, you could say, has subcommittees of community rating system and local mitigation strategy. Steve Andrews, our building official, our certified building official, currently is the administrator for the floodplain management plan. And he is a member of the town for the town of Reading Shores and local mitigation strategy, which is conducted pretty much between us and the county level. And also a community rating system, which is the system that enhances the cost to our residents. The better we do in making our town less vulnerable to storms, the cheaper the price is to our people in the town on their flood insurance. So these things are very important to them, and they're very important to us to do a good job in trying to get those prices for the flood insurance down as low as we can. One of the things under the community rating system that has a way that it allows us to pick up some points, and using residents as well as some government officials involved in that committee, is a program for public information. That's a committee of approximately 5 people, And Mr. Chris Henderson has volunteered to fill that position of committee head. And we're going to ask the mayor to, with his at-large pick, to select Mr. Henderson as the committee chairman for the PPI committee. And also, we need other people in addition to him, although he's a really fantastic individual, could probably do it all by himself, but we don't want him to get credit for it all. So we're going to have to give him some help. And some of the people that we're going to want is, we want people that have insurance backgrounds, people that have banking backgrounds, and people that have real estate backgrounds. This is what we particularly would like to have. Of course, we want other people as well. So if anybody you know of that lives in your neighborhoods or next door or around town, anyway, if you know of them and you speak to them to see if they could volunteer some of their time, if they could get either in touch with Chris or in touch with the town clerk, she could take their names and give them to Chris, and he could read them into the program, and then later down the road, they'll be having meetings on that, and hopefully gaining more points for us to reduce our numbers from we're now currently a 7 in the community rating system guide, and we would like to lower that to a 6. And with a lot of hard work and effort, and hopefully with this new lady that's going to be helping us on the floodplain management level, that maybe we can get it there. It takes a lot of work, so it's not going to happen overnight. But anyway, Mr. Mayor, if you would do that for us.
All right, I would like to, with my at-large, appoint Chris Henderson to the floodplain management. I mean, to the, what's it called?
Program for public.
Oh, yeah, Program for Public Information Committee Chairman.
Thank you very much. I will second that.
Motion and a second, in discussion. Hearing none, may I call the roll?
Commissioner Henderson,
Yes.
Commissioner Capper,
Yes.
Commissioner Branch,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Holmes,
Yes.
Mayor Adams.
Yes. On the, you're welcome. Welcome, Chris.
Thank you.
On the new business, ordinance 1502, amending section 90-108, gates around dumpsters to be closed when not in use. Attorney Rubenstein.
Ordinance number 15-02, an ordinance of the Town of Redington Shores, Florida pertaining to trash dumpsters, amending section 90-108 of the Code of the Town of Redington Shores, Florida, pertaining to parking regulations and requirements, providing for the inclusion of such amended ordinance in the Code of the Town of Redington Shores, Florida, providing an effective date.
I make a motion we adopt ordinance number 15-02 as presented.
Second.
Motion and a second, in discussion. Hearing none, Mary, call the roll.
Commissioner Henderson.
Yes.
Commissioner Capper,
Yes.
Commissioner Branch.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Holmes,
Yes.
Mayor Adams.
Yes. Next, approval for record disposition request.
I make a motion we approve the record disposition request as submitted.
Second.
Motion and a second, in discussion. Hearing none, Mary, call the roll.
Commissioner Henderson,
Yes.
Commissioner Capper.
Yes.
Commissioner Branch,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Holmes,
Yes.
Mayor Adams.
Yes. Next, approval of the 6-cent local option fuel tax renewal.
Make a motion that we approve the 6-cent local option fuel tax renewal.
Second.
Motion and a second, in discussion. Hearing none, Mary, call the roll.
Commissioner Henderson,
Yes.
Commissioner Capper.
Yes.
Commissioner Branch.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Holmes,
Yes.
Mayor Adams.
Yes. Now, before I go on to public comments, I'd like to talk about a little thing that could be of interest to people in the town. It's called the 7th grade essay contest. And the Florida League of Mayors and the Florida League of Cities are sponsoring a statewide essay contest titled, "If I Was Elected Mayor." The contest is offered to all 7th grade students in public schools. And if you would like more information on this, view the town's website at www.townofredingtonshores.com, and the information and the forms for that are on there. I think it's a pretty good, interesting program for,
Wait, now we get to read them.
They have some nice prizes.
yeah, they do, they have some nice prizes. So. Anyway, any public comment? Hearing none, the next regular workshop is a workshop meeting, October 28, 2015, 7 p.m. The regular meeting is November 11, 2015, to 7 p.m. With that, this meeting is adjourned. Oh. We need to discuss something, I think.
Stop, rewind that.
Yeah, rewind it. The November 11th meeting is a national holiday, that's Veterans Day. We want to move the meeting to Tuesday. Would your office be available on Tuesday?
Tuesday, November. What was that date again?
The 11th is that.
The 11th is Veterans Day. If we moved it to the 10th, or any date that y'all,
I've got another meeting that day.
how about
12th.
12th?
12th I can do.
12th? Okay. We'll move it to the 12th, Mary. Okay with you? All right, now this meeting is adjourned.
Nice.